Welcome to Wisdom Women, the podcast where we meet empowered women from all circles and seasons of life. We talk about the moments that shaped them, the women who lifted them up, and what empowerment really means and what it doesn't. From burlesque dancers turned breathwork guides to moms running businesses between school drop-offs, the wisdom here is raw, real, and totally contagious. If you love these conversations, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. And now let's dive in and welcome our returning guest today. We have Chitra Rochlani with us. Welcome, Chitra.
Hello, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming back. It's such a pleasure. I love this season. I do have like two returning guests. I love touching base and kind of seeing what we're up to, what's been going on in your world. Especially around the wisdom women ideas of empowerment. But since if anybody didn't see you in the last season, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself and all of the fun stuff you are into?
Absolutely. Yeah. So thank you again for having me. I'm Chitra Rochlani. I am a speaker, a coach, an author, and the podcast host of The Warrior Mindset. And also a brand new founder of something called Align, which we'll talk about later. So that's me in a nutshell. My entire life has revolved around empowerment, and it began with my own empowerment and my own, movement from I'm not worthy or good enough to I'm going to own my space in this world and I'm going to hold it and I'm going to allow myself to stand in it fully. And then moving from there to like, I want everyone to feel this way. So that's been my journey essentially, and that's who I am.
Yeah, I know. I think our story, our meet cute, was through a women's networking group here in New Jersey. That was so wonderful. It was called Big, and it's a fantastic group for women-owned businesses, and it's so much empowerment energy in that space. And I was connected with Chitra right away because I just loved her message, and her authenticity is a big one. That's a word that comes up a lot in this podcast around. You were sort of, as you said, coming out of the closet as a medium and all of that, the different layers of deeper work that you were starting to do in your world. And I think that is like, you find your people, you find like who you're kind of drawn to right away is like, this is one of my people and I want to keep connected to that. And then we went on Elizabeth Gilbert retreat and all this stuff. So it's been
So
a really
fun.
great friendship. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been beautiful. It's been a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. So, Chitra, I would love to hear the main questions I always ask about is like, who were your empowerment role models in life? What kind of led you into this space of owning your empowerment and now helping others to find it?
Yeah. So I think, if you asked me this question a few years ago, I don't remember what I said when I was on your show last time, but
Mm,
it would be the typical like the Oprahs and the Elizabeth Gilberts of the world, right? These are the
yeah.
people who, and my mom who has led by example with this warrior mindset that I talk about. Today, if you ask me that question, I want to say it's the women who are struggling in the world.
Mm,
Eh, They inspire me to get more and more clarity in my message. They inspire me to say things in a way that, even because sometimes when you're in the middle of that struggle, it's hard to hear wisdom and take it in, right?
hmm.
And
Sure.
so if I can say it in a way that just hits them and makes them start that change, that is what I'm looking for now. So I like to pay attention to how people are struggling. And I'm really getting, really trying to get clear on, okay, I discovered how to say it for this person. And then I meet someone else and they're like, I don't understand what you're saying. It doesn't make any sense. I
Sure.
can't.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
like, wait, no, but let me try to say it another way. Let me try to explain it to you in a way that might hit you. And years ago, a coach had said to me that the way that you go from being a coach to a master coach is that you listen to the people who are coming to work with you and you meet them where they are. And they're all going to be in different places. So it's
Mhm.
your job to go to all of these different places with all of these different clients and bring them where you need to bring them.
Yeah.
So I'd say everyone that's struggling gives me a new challenge of thinking of how can you help me? That is what I'm looking for now.
That is masterful in so many ways, Chitra, because it's like and I've never heard anyone say that on here, really. It's about, like, could we even see people in their really vulnerable states of that unknowing, of not knowing, and then connecting with, like reaching out, connecting with a message that somebody's there to give them is, like it's very vulnerable and it's very powerful in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like, that is empowered to say, "I'm going to change what I'm doing right now."
I'm gonna try to say it in a way that you get it, but I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna say, "This
Yeah.
is my way, and if you don't get it, go
Right.
find someone else." I'm gonna be
Mhm.
like, "Let me try everything I can
Yeah.
to show up for you." And it's
Yeah.
a challenge for me, but I love a good challenge. Who doesn't?
I mean, that's a challenge for the human race. I feel like we're in such a place of, like, just waiting to be heard and seen, and, I mean, that's just my experience. I feel like when I either not just clients, but just, like, friends or acquaintances in this world that we're all sort of just waiting to be heard, and that, like, so we're not really listening to each other and not really hearing, like, what how to have presence with somebody. We just wanna give advice right away, and from our and that's our from our own personal journey instead of, like,
Yeah,
listening for that for the clues,
yeah. But I
right? Like
think that's also, don't you think, like you do the same work I do, similar. And don't you think
yeah.
it's a testament to the work that we've done, right? It's like, okay, I've done
Yeah.
the work
Yeah.
to heal myself so that I can hold space for you, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
where if all of us did that work to heal from the things that are holding us back, we would all be able to hold space for each other. And the whole world would have this ripple of beautiful, caring, loving, compassionate individuals everywhere.
So true. Because what is that? I mean, it's like we're having like a coachy talk, you know? It's like, what is that feeling of like needing to be heard? It's like scarcity. It's like there's not enough time. I'm not going to be heard. I'm not going to have my needs met, and nobody's seeing me. Instead of like, and I'm still in the work. Like the work
Yeah.
continues like
It never
forever. Of
ends.
like, whoa, where did that come from? Like, okay, Rachel put her foot in her mouth there for that one, and like something wasn't. I wasn't listening as much
Mm,
as maybe I could have. I don't know.
yeah.
I'm still
Yeah.
I'm still a work in
We're
progress.
all we're all a work in progress. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
will be,
that's
hopefully,
powerful.
right? Forever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that instead of
Yeah.
saying, like, "I need to be fixed." Do you find
No.
that? I mean, I feel like a lot of people are like, "I need to get rid of this problem I do all the time," instead of like, "Where is that coming from? How do we see what is not being met within ourselves?"
Yeah,
Well,
I
I'm
think
gonna
it's
take
until you
my
make that big breakthrough once or twice, then I think
right,
you stop
yeah,
expecting it, right? It's like you need a win. You need a win in the beginning, right? Like for me,
yeah.
overcoming like people pleasing was a win that I needed in order to start believing in
Mm.
myself. And then realizing that I'm conflict averse, but also learning to speak up when I needed to was a win that I needed. Now I don't need so many wins. Now I'm able to explore those things. But I feel like we have this one or two big, gigantic things or patterns or belief systems in our life that need to be shaken up. And then we need to cross over. And then we're like, oh, okay. Now I know how this thing works.
100%. I 100% agree with that. Those big wins. I've never heard it explained like that, but that's so true. Those kind of the big ones that
Yeah.
are probably like that's the ones that are the biggest in our way.
Yeah.
And then it's just the little things that where it can reflect on that win and like we can get through this. We got through this big one. The
Yeah.
people pleasing, or for me, it was like definitely like just straight up anxiety and fear of the unknown type of things, like
Yeah.
moving through that. And now it's like a foundation of, okay, now we can tackle the little life things that come at us and
Yeah. I feel
happen
like the
along the way.
analogy of the marathon's coming up for me. Like when you run your first
Mm.
marathon, it's so hard. And
Yeah.
then when you've done one, it's like, okay, like I know the beast, right? It's not
Uh-huh.
an unfamiliar beast anymore. And now it's like, okay, if I want to do another one, I just have to prepare a little differently or tweak things a little bit or, challenge myself a little more in a different way. That's it. And then it gets a little easier.
Yeah, I've never done a marathon, but I can imagine something, some kind of wall you're
Yeah.
breaking through, right?
Even a
Like some,
5K, right? Your first 5K. It's like
I've never
so
done that
hard.
either.
Yeah. I've done that. And I mean,
You
yeah,
are amazing.
I've had some crazy experiences. Yeah, but each one it makes it easier for the next one, right? It's like the
Yeah.
first one is always the hardest.
Mhm. Yeah. I do. I totally resonate with that. So why don't we talk about Align a little bit before we go into the new little question rapid fires that I love to do with this new season 4 that we have. Let's just chit chat about Align. I know we've put a couple things out talking about it. I've been sharing about it a little bit. Tell us about Align.
Ugh, thank you. Yeah, Align is my brand new baby. It is a virtual platform. I like to think of it as your weekly retreat or reset from stress. And
Mhm.
just like you would go to a retreat once or twice a year and feel amazing, but wish you could carry that on for the rest of the year, this is like your virtual, I have friends who say it's a gym for the mind and soul, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's another way to describe it. It's a monthly membership or an annual membership. You join once and then you get to experience 7 different facilitators. One of them is you, one of them is me.
Mhm.
And we get to experience, all of us get to experience this weekly session with consistency where we show up and we get to have a safe space to share our fears, our worries, release them if we can by using discussion therapy. We have things like EFT tapping, we have
Mm.
art
I know I was
therapy
just
like
pulling the schedule out.
mandala, we
Mhm.
have finding the funny where we laugh about our problems, and then we have a community circle, and all of these are just different ways to tackle the same issues that we're all facing.
Mhm.
Right, and so I felt like there needed to be a place where people didn't just come and hear me talk about how to deal with these problems, because I do a lot of speaking and that's what I do there, or like workshop it and then go back and wonder, okay, how do I continue this? But I wanted to have a space where you just show up and everything else is taken care of. Just like when you
Mhm.
go to a retreat, everything's taken care of, right? The
Yeah.
facilitators are there, the food is there, everything's taken care of. So we've taken care of everything. All you have to do is click that link and join. And that's what Align really is.
I love that concept too. It's like I find that even when I'm leading retreats, a big chunk of the retreat is like integration of everything we learned. How do or I call it re-entry. Like how do you go back into life after this? Because a retreat can be intense, and you have to be gentle coming out of it. I feel like these are such beautiful little bite-sized um, experiences through the week because I've gotten to see Align. Last week was the launch the week of that, and I'm seeing that these are about 45-minute classes. You come in, you really get centered. You're there with the facilitator who guides you gently, like through the whole thing, and then you can go about your day. Like you're not like, oh, like totally how retreats can drain you. But these are like I almost feel like they're sort of little boosts
They're
throughout the week to keep
energizing.
you set
Mm.
energizing, right?
Mhm.
Like when Seema, I haven't been to her mandala meditation yet. I'm really excited to come this week to it and try it out. But that it's like I don't get to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Maybe at a retreat. Maybe we do lots of crafts on retreats, but not in life. So to have that with an intentional work that she does around it, it's it's almost like medicine in so many ways, you
Yeah.
know.
And I also think of it like using that gym analogy again. It's
Yeah.
really like building that muscle, right?
Mhm.
Because where else in our day do we get to be in a space where we are loved upon? with
Mhm.
by somebody with the intention of holding space for us,
Yeah.
right? Everywhere that we are going in our day, people are taking from us for the most
Mhm.
part, right? It's
Yeah.
like we are catching up on our to-do list, we are running from place to place, we're having our work schedules that are getting hectic, and everybody just wants from us. And this is a space where these facilitators, all of 7 of us, are here to just give to you, right?
Mhm.
And so what happens when you do that consistently is that you build that muscle of, no, my self-care is important to me. And like just even the finding the funny session, right? When I was talking to Rita and she starts November,
Yeah.
and just the idea of, oh, what can I find funny in this chaos of my life right
Yes.
now, is a
Completely.
different way of thinking. And if I were to hear about that idea once in a workshop, I might think about it every now and then in my chaos. But if I hear her do that every week, that's
Yeah.
going to become part of my thinking. That's gonna
Yeah.
become part of my response system, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh, what's funny today in my life? What's funny this week? What was hilarious in that chaotic moment I had?"
Mhm.
And I start to shift the neuroplasticity of my brain into a positive, more uplifting side rather
Yeah.
than the worry and the doubt and the fear and the scarcity. So
Yeah.
it's a muscle that we build more and more. The more we be in this environment, the more we're able to think differently. And that's my hope is that the consistency will feed the positivity.
Yeah. That's true. Like a muscle, right? We get stronger. Your
Yeah.
weights grow. You can handle more. You become more resilient. Like
Yeah.
that's the work that we're here to do, but
Yeah.
consistently. Like I was looking at the notes even from that retreat that you and I went to like last September or October, I don't remember, but I was like, "Oh, I had all these great insights," and I had like I was looking through the notes and you're like, I took a few things away from it, but it's just like I wasn't practicing it enough. Like I didn't have it sitting out in front of me or like these groups. I think
And
this
we
is where
don't
the
find
magic.
time, right? We don't have
Yeah,
time to then look back at those
out of
notes. I mean,
sight, out of mind.
I have
Yeah.
notes from so many workshops that if I look back, they would change my life.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing, right? I mean, all of us are going to be with these people who join a line for the whole year, right?
Yeah.
And they have access to us. So, yeah, we got to see Elizabeth Gilbert, and that was amazing. And she gave us so much insight. But now
Yeah.
she's gone, and now we don't have access to her, and I can't afford to have access to her. So,
I know.
I'm like, this is where facilitators like you and me are here all throughout. We're building this
Yeah.
community together. We're with you every single day, and we're showing up
Mhm.
for you every week. So I think that's such a beautiful gift to give yourself too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is self-care. It really is like that space of like if you have the gym, we get our mammograms, we do this, we take care of our mental and emotional and spiritual space, like just as much
Yes.
of a priority as anything else. And you'll see the difference. I noticed even just from being consistent with I was coming to some of the sessions last week and by the end of the week it wasn't I would usually like hit Saturday and be like, "Ah," and I'm like and I always have a couple weekend things to do. I felt so steady
Yeah.
and replenished. Like, it's like I didn't just run myself to the bone throughout the week because we had these little stops. We did EFT with Karina Wednesdays, like today, and then like I just checked in and like doing those type of things. You just don't realize what you need it until you don't have it, and you're not using it.
Yeah,
The body feels it.
absolutely.
Body feels it. Nervous system
The
feels
body
it.
feels
So
it.
I'm
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
excited for more people to find your aligned baby that you're creating, and to come hang out with us Monday mornings. We do the manifestation circle, which I was like, oh, I don't think anybody's gonna come. That group is like showing up and they're like
It's
doing
full.
it, and it's like they kick their week off in such a different way, and it's a beautiful way. I love being a part of that. So thank you for inviting
Oh
me
my
to be a part
gosh.
of
I'm so glad you said yes. And I think everybody looks forward to your calming, gentle energy and how you guide us through that
that.
Monday intentional,
Yeah.
manifestation circle. I love it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I told you, like, each one of those, like, visualizations we do where I guide the meditation, it's like there's something like, there was an energy in that room where I was channeling it a bit. We all went there, and when everyone gave feedback in the circle, everyone went there differently and
Right.
had a different experience with it. Really cool. I really loved
Yeah.
hearing that.
And I think that group dynamic also, you learn so much, right, about yourself from other people
Yeah.
sharing. I
Yeah.
think that's so powerful as well.
Exactly. Women's circles or not just women, we have men members
Men.
as well, like, the circles, spaces, those space holding energy of where people can kind of like touch base and just check in and see what's going on and what maybe the theme I'm bringing, what's coming up for them as they're thinking about it. And then that just lights a light bulb in somebody else. And they're like, the resonation for each person with each other this is where the magic happens. You get
Yes.
aligned for
You
your
get
whole week.
aligned. Yes.
Okay. So from there, maybe we'll go into rapid fire because I really want us to play with the cards for a little bit at the end today and make sure we have our
Okay.
time for that. So I am going to give you our new set of questions that come for this season. Rapid fire. It's not just one word. If it's a few words for your answer, that's totally fine. But I can't wait to hear them for you. Okay. Question
Okay.
number one. What is your power word? What's the one word that instantly makes you feel strong and unstoppable?
That's easy for me. Warrior.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my word.
Warrior, warrior. Okay, that is a strong word. That is so powerful. Number 2, magic fuel. What is your go-to food or drink that powers your energy?
So I have this green juice that I just started drinking. It's called Zena, and I got it from Costco of all places, but it's got 72 superfoods in it. And sometimes I'll drink that in the morning with a cup of water, and I forget to drink my coffee, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even
Oh
miss
my
my
god.
coffee. Yeah, I was gonna keep a thing with me. I forgot, but I'll send you a picture.
Product placement there. That's
Yeah,
amazing. Like, I do think that juice will do so much more than I realize. Like, it does kinda satiate and satisfy, but do you
yeah,
it is your magic fuel, I guess. It can give
that's it.
you
Yeah, any green
especially
juice, really. Yeah,
yeah, I agree with that, especially the season of cooties and bugs. It's like our body
yeah,
wants needs magic fuel. Okay.
we do.
Number 3. Now, on the other end of that, one kryptonite, one word for the thing that drains your power the fastest.
Right now, it's gossip. I can't take
Mm.
it. I can't. Yeah, I just don't wanna be around that energy,
Yep,
which I'm
yep,
happy about that I've finally gotten to a place where I'm like, I
yep,
don't wanna be around it. So I feel
yep.
like that's good, but it also is like I need to figure out how to get out of those situations sometimes.
That is a big one. I feel like that comes up a lot as contributing or even just being even listening to us
Yeah,
sometimes, right? It
yeah,
drains me. I'm like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah.
I don't know this person's story. I gotta get out of here."
Yeah, I don't wanna be witness to that negativity.
Mm,
I just don't anymore.
yeah.
It
Alright,
drains
cool.
me.
I
Yeah,
like that one. Very good,
thank you.
gossip. Okay. Your soul tool, what is the one practice, meditation, journaling, movement that you would never give up?
It's my auto writing. So as a medium,
Oh,
I get messages through auto writing or auto drawing,
okay.
and so, that's something I would never give up.
So, is that something, recent, or is that something,
No,
like, past couple years,
that's
or you've always done that?
so that's how I was initiated as a medium years ago.
Oh.
My mother-in-law was a medium, and she was one day like, "Let's all get up at 4 in the morning," and she was telling us her story of how she became a medium.
Mm.
And she asked us to wake up at 4 in the morning, and she did it through auto writing. And so she handed me the book within a few minutes and said, "You try now." And I was like, "Oh, I can't do any of this." I was just my people-pleasing self being like,
Okay.
polite, but so she was like, "Just try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, no big deal." And I took the notebook and I held the pen and I felt this like charge of energy go through my arm and my hand started to move and I started to write a word that I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, "What am I even writing?" I thought I was making a circle, and then I wrote my name, and I wrote it over and over and over and over and got bigger and faster. And at the end, I freaked out. But that became my modality of connecting to spirit. So I put my pen to the paper, and it moves, and I get my answers. So that's auto writing for me. Yeah,
Wow. So sometimes you're just, like, having lunch and it's like, "Get the pen. Come
that's it.
over here."
Random places, random napkins, random whatever. Yeah, yeah.
And I've seen you do it once. I think I remember, right? You were showing me, really some amazing messages, and it was like it was a moment. It was
It's
really, really
powerful.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the deepest connection I feel when I'm doing that, so, yeah, I would never wanna
So,
lose that.
do mediums have different connection styles or modalities? Like,
Yeah, so there's, the 4 clairs. So some
what's
people
that?
the clairvoyants will see spirits,
Oh,
and
okay.
they can get messages through that. Clairaudience is when you hear things.
Hear it.
Right?
Okay.
And then clairsentient is when you can sense things, you feel them, like you might feel like the wind go by, or you might feel like, something just happened nearby.
Sensation.
Yeah,
Okay.
sensation, or you might feel chills, or you might feel hot, or something like that. And then there's claircognizance, which is a knowing, you just know. So
Oh,
my Claire is cognizance and sentient. That's how I
wow.
receive the most. Lately, I've been hearing. So the clairaudience is coming up.
Oh.
And we all have these abilities to some degrees, but it's just like, how our sense, some of us have a strong
True.
sense of smell or strong palate that we can taste things immediately. It's the same way with those four clairs. You might have one or the other that's louder than the other, but
Oh.
people hear things. I don't always have to auto write anymore. Before it
Uh-huh.
was like I didn't know whether it was me or them. So I would write and I would literally let go of the pen and be like, all right, if it has to move, you're gonna have to move it. Especially if it was a difficult decision I was trying to make or
Uh-huh.
in a dilemma. I'm like, I don't know what the answer is. If you're gonna make me write it, I want you to move my hand. I'm not even gonna try. From that to now being like, I just get the thoughts and I don't even need to write.
Oof.
Yeah. But if I'm struggling, like if it's emotionally something close to me, like when my mom was sick, I was struggling with
Mm.
that and I needed to
Mhm.
write it down to know
Yeah.
that it wasn't my head that was making up those things.
Oh my gosh. I wonder if there is like olfactory medium because I will have random smells that no one can smell but me. Like all the time. I'll be like, I smell a certain flower or fire or I mean, or it's just super strong sense of smell. But I'm like, and everyone's like, no one smells it but me.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time. So
Really?
it would feel like you just kind of feel this beautiful floral scent that just went
Yeah.
by. Yeah. And they would always tell us, like, yes, that's us. We're just passing by, reminding you of our
Oh,
presence. And I was like, oh, I love that. Yeah, but
just
this
a
one
little
time I
glimpse.
remember we were driving by, I think we were coming from a different state, just a long drive, and I started to smell like something was burning. And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Do you smell that? Do you smell that? Something's burning, something's burning." And everybody in the car is like, "I don't smell anything." And then like 15 minutes later, we passed by this traffic jam because of this fire that was going on. And I was like, "Whoa."
Yeah.
Yeah,
That happens to me. It's
yeah,
so crazy.
yeah,
So everybody listens because it's usually like I'm right about something. I'm like
yeah,
or like
right?
if there's an animal in the neighborhood that like I can smell fox and skunk. Um, I could smell deer. Like there's just like
Wow.
an earthy smell and I'm like, it's all but anyway.
Yeah. That's power like, listen, make note of that and see how what it's trying to tell you because there's probably a
Because the
message
nose
there.
is powerful, right? They say it is like the strongest trigger for memory and, a knowing, like, you can connect with, like, a time
Yeah.
traveling almost in your brain.
And your breath, right? I mean, so much of hypnosis is done with breath.
That's true, right.
Think about it. Yeah.
Oh, to
I love
explore
it.
that a little bit more. Okay. Where were we? Or your soul tool. Last question on here. Your rise word. What is one word that sums up how you would like women, men, anyone to feel after this, chat today and hearing your story?
I would say curious. I was gonna say aligned,
Mm.
but I think I'm gonna go with curious because if they're curious about alignment, which I think most of our problems in our life are not because we don't have the tools or the knowledge or the people or the community, it's because we're misaligned. And I want
Yeah.
people to get curious about what is misalignment between
Mm.
what I call the reason you were put down on this earth, your spirit, and then what you're doing right now and that misalignment between that, the spirit and the ego. So,
Mm.
curiosity,
That's all you need. This
that's
one
all
little
you
step,
need. Yep.
all you need. So good. Okay, thank you for that. Our rapid fire. So I pulled out the big girls today because I knew you're into this. And so this is my Kuan Yin cards. Beautiful deck by Alana Fairchild. It's really good. There's a little more of a explanation in it, but let's go for it. Let's give it a try. Okay. So I'm just clearing out the cards and I'm going to start shuffling. And with your beautiful sense, let me know when to stop.
Mm, and stop.
Okay. Oh, and that one was upside down in here. That's really weird. Okay.
I love it.
Oh, so beautiful. It's the Maiden Magoo. It's flipped, I think, but I'm hoping maybe I can flip it when I
I love it.
edit this.
Beautiful.
Okay, so number 16, it's Maiden Magoo. And let's hear what this is about. Okay. Oh, the goddess of spring, which is always new beginnings, big things, healing and transformation. This goddess brings you assistance now. You are asked to honor that light can come even from the darkest beginnings. In fact, sometimes we need to enter into the unknown parts of ourselves to find exactly what we need to grow in peace, creative fulfillment, and happiness. The challenge can be to trust that we will arise from this darker place again. Just as the spring always follows the winter, so too will any inner work with the shadow precede a beautiful rebirth for you. And I'll do a little more here. I won't do the whole thing, but let's see what it says. Maiden Magoo, an immortal expression of the divine mother of the East, spring, now brings you a special message from Kuan Yin. She guides you to trust that if you enter into the darkness for the unknown parts of yourself, you will emerge into the light, reassembled and reborn once more. If you're going through chaos in your life because you're allowing yourself to grow, Maiden Magoo also reassures you that the order and light will emerge out of the chaos in due course. Have faith and keep growing. There are times when we must simply delve within and find our shadow. It's easier to perceive the effect of the shadow than the shadow itself. Oh, that makes sense. The
Mm.
effect of the shadow is clearer. It's the effect of the shadow is judgment, positive or negative, of another that we do not think is related to us personally. We
Mm.
may mightily admire or despise characteristics or traits in another person, and yet when such judgments arise, it is a part of us that is seeking to be integrated and expressed, trying to get our attention through our judgment. Noticing our judgment of others is the quickest way to get in touch with the shadow self, trying to grow and heal into our consciousness. So, admiring a great talent in another with a strong reaction might be the part of our own psyche wishing to grow and express itself with similar. Oh, we were just talking about gossip too. Like, that's a
Mm.
big part of this, right? So you are being guided by Mother Divine Kuan Yin through the Maiden Magoo to realize that there's a part of you within that is trying to emerge. You may have judgments of others on one issue or the trait, or seems to be repetitive or noticeable of late. You are guided to sense what beauty within you could be underneath these judgments, trying to make its way into your conscious awareness. Her special blessing to you is to realize that you will soon enter the spring of rebirth with this process.
Wow.
This is amazing. And for if anyone's reading this or on this, listening to this, it talks that if you've been working on a project, whether it be self-healing or shadow work or anything, a literal creative functional project, or are looking to work with children, rebirthing, or creative endeavors, the time is fast approaching when this will come together as a new reality for you.
I love it. The first part of that message was so resonating with me because
Yeah.
I was just in the EFT session with Karina before I got on here with you, and she led us into this creating a vision for October 15, 2026, 1 year from today.
Oh,
And the
yes.
thing that came up for me was a retreat with all of you
Oh,
and my
fantastic.
next book showing up there. And maybe a few of you will have books, is what I saw. And the idea of stepping into like the vision was beautiful when it came. I felt this energy in my heart. And then suddenly, when we came out of the tapping, all of the fears started to come. And it was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, can I, what, who am I to pull this off? Like, what?
Yeah.
And then she took us back into tapping right away. And it was like, don't entertain the brain. We'll go back into it because now you saw what the brain is going to do. But it's almost like this invitation from this card to be like, okay, now step into that darkness of the unknown and you'll find your way out of there again. And it just so was like, oh my God, I just heard that. So no surprise. I
Oh,
like that
no.
validation coming through again. And then the last part, I thought of gossip too there. That was so
Yeah.
powerful because this whole year for me has been about this year and last year has been about compassion. Because, when you evolve spiritually, you kind of feel this urgency to pull others up there,
Yeah.
right? And
Mhm.
then learning to have that compassion for them as they're figuring that out, which I've seen you model so beautifully as well. And
Mhm.
it was a learning for me this past 2 years. And that was something that I felt like I was being guided to focus on. Like, no, they don't have to be here right now. You
Yeah.
just have to hold space, be compassionate. That's all.
Oh, it's so
And
beautiful. I
yeah,
love that. it's hard work. It's hard to do. And it's hard, like you just said, like when you come out of the tapping and you know exactly what's waiting for you.
Yeah,
What are the like those obstacles? But then it's like just getting to see them and then getting that relief of how Karina does like EFT tapping again. That's amazing
so good.
because it's like showing your body you're safe.
Yeah,
These are okay things. Wow.
love
Oh,
that card. So good.
Maiden Magoo. I'll put this in the stories today and I'll share that we had
Yay.
this beautiful card together. It just looks so like some, I mean, I know we're going into winter, but this is so like fresh and
Yeah,
like a wispy,
I love it. Yeah,
wuthering
it feels like a
feeling.
dawn, like a dawn.
A
Yeah,
dawn,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
All right, I'll share this with you too. We'll hold on to
Yeah.
this for the week. Oh,
Yes, thank you.
okay. So why don't you go ahead and just tell people how to connect with you and Align and all of that, and I'll put some links in, but share that info here.
Yeah, so I'd like to offer anybody that's listening or watching a free week pass to Align.
Oh,
Come
yay.
try it out on us, experience the magic, and see
Mm.
if it's for you. I always say, I'm not selling anything, but I want you to come and experience it. And if it calls you, then come join our community because we are looking for like minded people who want to evolve and grow together. And then I guess we're having a retreat in a
Yeah.
year's time. So maybe we'll go to the retreat
Stay
together.
tuned.
So no, but just everybody's welcome to come try it out,
Mhm.
and my website where you can find all the information is fitwarriorlife.com/align lab,
Mhm.
ALIGN. And my Instagram is Mind Body Spirit Warrior if you want to find me there and follow along. I keep posting updates and specials, and we might do an in-person event soon, so look out for
Oh, that'd be
details
great.
on that. Yeah. And thank
Excellent.
you, Rachel, so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you for coming on here. I love having you in my life. I'll just
Me
say the
too.
grand thing, not just on my podcast, in my life. And
Same here.
I really look up and admire everything that you're doing. So I'm
I'm
always happy
so
to share
glad.
it so more
Uh,
people can connect. So
Thank you. I'm so glad the universe connected us. Yeah,
yeah, me
so
too.
grateful.
Me too. Good stuff.
Thank you, my
All
friend.
right. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.
You too. Bye now. Bye, everybody. Thanks
Bye.
for coming.